G'day guys, Carla from Go Travel. Today with the big girl, gonna sort out wheels and tyres. Yes, today is day one. We've had this car for about 2 hours. The Nissan tyres, what are they? They are a 265 70/18, which works out to be a little bit under 33, not much. The only issue I've got with them is, it's hard to see, but the offset's crap because, try and capture this, that's looking down the side of the car, and I want a bit of wheel hanging out of the guard. COVID, thank you, wheels were a freaking nightmare to get a hold of, but we did get some. So we ended up getting a set of KMC Mesas, matte black wheel with the gloss lip. They weren't my first preference, they were just what we could get. These are them, KMC Mesa, very glossy lip, matte black wheel, should look alright. After my struggle with wheels, I ended up deciding that I wasn't too phased on what the wheel looked like. I just wanted a 18x9 wheel in a +18 offset. So these should be a good wheel. We'll head down the tyre shop, we'll get them fitted up, we'll get the new muddies put on. That's it, I'm going back to muddies. The all-terrains weren't for me, we're definitely doing muddies on this one. Decided on a Kumo mud tyre on the new MT71s. I'm going to drop the spare out because the spare will get a 295 tyre on it as well. And then this way, I only have to bring 4 tyres back from the shop and not 5. I really think they're not a bad looking wheel, to be honest. I like them. For comparison's sake, I've still got the 33s off the Fortuner, so we might grab one of them and put it side by side and actually see the difference. Well, I'll be. They're actually taller. Not much, but definitely taller. That is a big standard tyre. 285 70/17, 265 70/18. Do love the internet. Wheel offset calculator. So the standard wheels are an 8-inch wide wheel with a 40 offset. The new wheels are 9 inches wide +18. Holy, they're going to stick out an extra 35 mil. Oh, we might need flares for this. Surely I've got that wrong. Anyway, we'll see how it looks. So level across the tyre, the wheel is actually going to sit out a fair bit more than I thought. Just so you can see the level on the car, it still sits well within the guards. I think +18 is going to sit well outside the guards, but we'll see. That's all we can do. We'll give it a go. Worst case, we'll put flares on it. If nothing else, it's going to look awesome because wheel offset creates stance, and stance makes these cars awesome. I know this is an official way to measure increase, but just as a guideline, the car is sitting flat on my driveway. That's the height. What is it, like 35.5, something like that? So we'll see the height increase of these new tyres when they go on, because the tyres are a bigger size, so they will give us an increase in height. And front measurement, just for future reference. Holy shit, that's only like 32 centimetres. That's low as. Righto, down here, Rutherford Motors. Got the messes. Adam's going to fit them up for us. New Kumos. They are a mad tyre. Holy shit, these are going to be noisy. So we just test fit a rim. There's not a lot of room between the caliper and the wheel, but we'll see how we go. That is beautiful. That's why I come here, you know.
Have you done your research with these that they're going to be okay?
As in...
They're not going to scrub?
Yeah, these should be right. Because they put 35s over a mark.
Standard height?
Yeah. I reckon that'll get her.
We're rolling again, are we?
We're rolling again. So I see me doing all the work.
Next thing people come in here, let's hire a bay.
Yeah. That's all right. I absolutely love that combo. The rims I wasn't overly a fan of initially, but That looks awesome. That looks awesome. I'm in love with it. As for these tyres, I don't know. They're meaty. I've gone one extreme to the next. Yes, sidewall definitely sticks out of the guards. Being such an aggressive tyre, it looks like more is hanging out of the guards than what actually is. Yeah, it's a bit. I don't think we're going to need flares though, so that's a good thing. Because one thing that'll happen as well, being a IFS vehicle, when you lift the car up, the wheel will actually, as the suspension goes down, the wheel will actually swing in. So when we change the height of it, so we're going to spring lift it, so when it goes up, that'll pull the wheel in a little bit. So, and then that should have it sitting perfectly, I reckon. I hope anyway, we'll see what happens. I will also pull out my trusty level and I'll show you a couple of things. So that's sidewall gap. Again, sidewall gap down the front. Now if you look at, that's the level on the car. So level on the car, and all the tread is pretty much under the guard. So yeah, it's a little bit deceiving. While it looks super aggressive, it's probably not as bad as what it looks because it's mainly sidewall that hangs out. But when you run a set of super aggressive mud tyres like these and you've got super aggressive sidewalls on them, it's going to look like heaps sticks out. So for me, I wouldn't buy a weak offset wheel. I wouldn't buy like a plus 35 wheel. If I was going to do that, I would have just kept running the factory wheels. It's 5mm difference. It's not enough to change it. Whereas this is probably borderline too aggressive, but it serves a purpose. So these wheels, this offset, you know there's enough tyre hanging out. You know that there's enough sidewall that's going to protect your car, keep your panels off the banks. And let's be honest, who doesn't want stance? Who doesn't love a bit of a pumped wheel? Big, tough, aggressive. You've got a massive, tough car. You might as well make it tough and aggressive. You might as well make it look the part. That's my opinion. Tough, aggressive offset. Lift it up. The wheels will suck in a little bit, and I think it'll sit perfectly. But when we lift it, we will touch on it again, and we'll see where she sits, see how it looks. Hopefully this fits as a spare. That is the main reason we went with that size tyre. So with a little bit of luck, we'll get her under there. Again, we hope. Yeah. Right, keep going. I think what's going to happen, I think we're going to have to sort of flex her in a bit. Keep going, you got her. This is going to fit perfectly. Plenty of room. You could get a 35 under this. Oh, you know why? Because it's got no tow bar on it. That's why. Miles of room. Nah, keep going. And when I say miles of room, next to none. Oh. Perfect. That's in. Okay, so that's a 295 70 17 span. Keep in mind I don't have a tow bar. 295 70 17 spare, definitely fits under the back of the Patrol. Hangs out a little bit, but we can live with that. Bit of a difference. Like I say, I don't not like these wheels. I don't think they're a bad looking wheel, to be honest. Maybe I'm getting old. Likewise. What's that, about 36? What was it before? 32. And what are we at? Almost 39, 38 and a half, something like that. Yeah, I feel this 295 70 18 is the perfect size if you don't want to lift your Patrol. But I also feel if you do lift it, it's probably not going to be that bad. Like, they're still a decent sized tyre, if that makes sense. So while they're not a 35-inch tyre, they work out to be about 34.3. We did get a decent sort of increase out of them. When you look at the car as a whole, they don't look out of place. So we will eventually end up with 35s under this, but that'll be down the track once the rear bar's on, once it's lifted. And lift isn't to fit the 35s too. Obviously lift doesn't fit tyres. Lift is just so it sits better. As far as tyres go, these Kumos definitely won't be everyone's choice. Like, that is a bloody aggressive tyre. I'm not going to lie, they do have road noise to start with. Most muddies generally start a bit quiet and then get noisy. But these things are just, you can hear them. But you'd expect that looking at them. So. Righto, so it's been a few days since we've put the big tyres on. So we are slightly hitting the mud flap. As you can see, we've peeled it out. We've actually popped the bloody clip off it already. But that's all right, because we will pin that back and zip tie that back. So what we're going to do, I'll kick it in the guts, we'll go lock to lock, we'll have a look where it hits, and then we'll work out what we're going to do. We'll take this mud flap off, I think, to go. Oh, perfect. Righto. That's good. So, you can see it just fouls on the back side of it. All that holds the mud flap on is 2 Torx screws and a little press stud. So we'll get this off. There, that's the inner guard. There's a big honeycomb block in there. So, worst case, you could actually pull that honeycomb block out and that will create more room. Yeah, plenty of clearance in there now. Nice. So all the way, and then I'll go into the other side. Test out my little mod. And I think that seems okay. But for the short term, that's fixed. We do still have to flex it up, test it off-road. I might even just try and do that on the driveway. All I need to do now is work out either how to turn the tyre pressure sensors off, or admit defeat and put the tyre pressure sensors back in the wheels. So we'll see what happens there. I'm not maxing out anything. Not even close to maxing it out. Well, this test is no good. You know why? I know why. Because it's a longer wheelbase. So the reason the Fortuner used to stretch out better on that is because of the shorter wheelbase. Yeah, right. Damn it. I'll have to actually go for a drive and flex it up. And now, one thing I didn't do with these new wheels and tyres, this here is the wheel pressure sensor. I didn't put these in, and stupidly I intentionally did this. So in my head I thought I could turn these off. Yeah, I was wrong. So if anyone does know how to turn their wheel sensors off on a Y62 Series 5, let me know, because I do want to turn them off. There you have it, wheels and tyres on the big girl. Love them, hate them, let me know what you think, let me know your thoughts and opinions, feel free to comment them below. If you like what you see, feel free to subscribe, and of course, until next time guys, go travel.